Today, we take a deep dive into the captivating world of Hyrule and beyond, especially in dungeons. These challenging labyrinths have left even the most skilled players scratching their heads and gripping their controllers in frustration. So get ready, cause today we'll venture into the depths of the top 10 hardest Zelda dungeons of all time.
Super players.
Number 10. Of course, the Water Temple from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. The Water Temple is set deep beneath the waters of Lake Hylia, and its design is heavily focused on water-based puzzles and mechanics. As you progress through the Water Temple, you'll encounter various rooms, where you must manipulate the water levels to access new areas or solve puzzles. This adds an extra layer of complexity to the dungeon, as players must remember the locations of the 3 water level control panels and consider the effects of raising or lowering the water level on the entire temple. The temple's design is labyrinthine, with multiple floors and twisting corridors, making it easy to get lost. Throughout the Water Temple, you'll face various challenges that require the use of your hookshot, such as reaching distant platforms or pulling yourself towards crystal switches. Enemies like shell blades, stingers, and spike, as well as the deadly whirlpool traps, add to the challenge and make traversing the temple even more treacherous. And let's not forget this dungeon's 2 most memorable encounters, the battle against Dark Link and the final showdown with Morpha. The Water Temple's unique mechanics, intricate design, and challenging enemy encounters make it one of the most difficult dungeons in the Legend of Zelda series, and yet still, just the beginning of our list. At number 9, we have the Stone Tower Temple from The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. This temple is unique in that it requires you to traverse it both right side up and upside down. To achieve this, players need to strategically use the Elegy of Emptiness song to create statues that hold switches in place. With its intricate design and the need to constantly switch between the 2 orientations, the Stone Tower Temple will keep you on your toes and constantly testing your wits. Coming in at number 8 is the City in the Sky from The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Suspended high above the clouds, this dungeon is filled with dangerous gaps, strong winds, and tricky platforming. The use of the claw shot and the double claw shot is essential for navigation, requiring precise aiming and timing. Navigating the city's dizzying heights while battling the menacing Eralfos Knights and the colossal Twilight Dragon, Argarok, make this dungeon a true test of courage and skill. At number 7, we have the Great Palace from The Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. As the final dungeon in the game, the Great Palace is a grueling gauntlet, filled with merciless enemies, hidden passages, and deadly traps. The dungeon requires the player to master various spells and techniques, making it not only a test of navigation, but also of combat prowess. The palace is a labyrinthine maze that culminates in a showdown with the powerful Thunderbird and the enigmatic Dark Link, making this dungeon one of the most challenging in the series. Rounding out this segment at number 6, we have the Ancient Cistern from The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. This dungeon is a masterful blend of serene beauty and dark horror. The upper area is filled with water-based puzzles, lush greenery, and a massive central statue that plays a key role in solving the dungeon's mysteries. The lower depths are a hellish realm, crawling with undead foes, including the infamous Cursed Bokoblins. The dungeon's dual nature and complex puzzles, such as raising and lowering water levels, make it a tough but unforgettable experience. Breaking into the top 5, we have the Temple of the Ocean King from The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. This unique dungeon requires you to revisit it multiple times throughout the game, with each visit becoming progressively more difficult. As you obtain new items and abilities, you'll unlock new paths and shortcuts, making each run more efficient. With a constantly ticking timer and the need to avoid powerful phantoms, the Temple of the Ocean King is a high-pressure challenge that will test your patience and skill. At number 4, we have the Snow Peak Ruins from The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Set within a frozen, abandoned mansion, the Snow Peak Ruins are filled with icy challenges and formidable foes. The dungeon's layout forces you to navigate its interconnected rooms, searching for keys and solving puzzles, like using the ball and chain to destroy ice barriers, Throughout the dungeon, you'll also engage in a unique quest to find ingredients for a soup that helps you recover hearts, adding to the memorable experience. With the chilling Blazetta boss battle, Snow Peak Ruins is a frosty and difficult journey that will push your puzzle-solving skills to the limit. Taking our number 3 spot is the Spirit Temple from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This unique dungeon requires you to explore its depths as both child and adult Link, solving puzzles that span across time. The temple's architecture is inspired by ancient Egyptian ruins, and features challenging obstacles like rolling boulders, mirror shield puzzles, and powerful enemies, including the Iron Knuckle and the Sorceress Sisters, Koume and Kotake. The Spirit Temple is a true test of your mastery of both time and combat. Number 2. Low Rule Castle from The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. As the game's final dungeon, Low Rule Castle is a massive fortress that tests your mastery of the various items and abilities that you've acquired throughout your adventure. The castle is divided into several sections, each focused on a specific item, such as the Tornado Rod, Fire Rod, Ice Rod, Hookshot, and Hammer. Verticality is a key aspect of the dungeon, requiring players to ascend through interconnected rooms and floors using their wall-merging ability and the Titan's Mitt. Low Rule Castle is filled with a variety of enemies and mini-boss battles, including elemental Wizrobes that must be defeated using their corresponding elemental rods. The final confrontation with Yuga Ganon demands strategic use of all of your skills and items, making it a fitting and challenging end to the game. Number 1. Eagle's Tower is a 4-story labyrinth that truly pushes your navigational and puzzle-solving abilities to their limits. With its complex layout and interconnected floors, it requires players to think vertically and make use of the limited space effectively. One of the most distinct aspects of Eagle's Tower is the requirement to carry a heavy metal ball throughout the dungeon. You must use this ball to destroy 4 support pillars, which causes the tower's upper floor to collapse and allows you to access the final area. This mechanic adds an extra layer of difficulty, as you must find a way to transport the ball between different floors while navigating the labyrinth-like structure. Eagle's Tower also features a variety of unique puzzles, many of which require the use of the dungeon's newly acquired item, the Mirror Shield. These puzzles often involve reflecting light or redirecting energy beams to open paths or reveal hidden passages. Additionally, the tower is filled with tricky obstacles, such as conveyor belts, rotating platforms, and the need to use the Pegasus boots to cross large gaps. The dungeon is home to several challenging enemies, including Beamos, Wizrobes, and Anti-Fairies. These foes can be particularly troublesome due to the tower's narrow pathways and limited maneuvering space. To make things even more challenging, there are multiple instances where you must solve puzzles while avoiding these dangerous enemies. The climax of Eagle's Tower is the boss battle against the Grim Creeper and his acrobatic minions, the Evil Eagles. This fight takes place on the tower's rooftop, where you must use your hookshot to pull yourself towards the Grim Creeper and attack him while avoiding the onslaught of his minions. The precarious rooftop setting adds an extra level of intensity to the battle, as falling off the edge forces you to restart the fight. Eagle's Tower, with its innovative mechanics, intricate design, and challenging enemy encounters, truly stands out as the hardest dungeon in the Legend of Zelda series. And there you have it, our top 10 hardest dungeons in the Legend of Zelda series. Do you agree with our list? Are there any other dungeons that you think should have made the cut? Let us know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you again soon in our next video.
Super players.